Good morning, folks, and welcome back. Look at this, blue sky, and yes, this is a new tool that I've purchased. Angela calls it a toy, I call it a tool. So we did leaf analysis. We should have been getting the soil analysis done at the same time, but the local ag place only does it on a Friday. Every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday it poured down, so the soil would have just been like plasticine sort of thing, and that wouldn't mix up well. So, and also because of the delay, I kept asking. There was a delay with the leaf analysis, and I kept asking, and the agronomist, because I was told it would be ready by whatever day, I forget the date, but it went on for a further 3 or 4 weeks, and I was like, where is it? And the agronomist, let me just say, not a nice person. So we're going to do it ourselves instead. Send it away to the lab and we'll get it analysed. The thing is, with most of these, probably all of these tropical fruit trees, and none of them are really big enough for companies, fertiliser companies, to do research, for government to do any research in terms of what is required nutrient. Probably not even sort of chemical firms, you know, for what you can spray for pest management, because the crops just aren't big enough. There's so many little crops, there's no work done. So it's very much start off with a guesstimation, and so long as you keep a record of what you're doing and what you're harvesting, that will give you hopefully an idea of what's required if you're putting out too much or too little. So yeah, each year we keep an accurate record of what fertilizer we put on, what crop we pick off, as terms of not just the weight but the amount. So like with canistels, we keep a record of how many 400 gram or above, or 200 to 400 gram we pick. Just gives us an idea of what we need to be doing in terms of fertilizer and thinning out, etc. So back to this tool. This is a stainless steel auger. You can't use like certain metals, you can't use brass or galvanized things. So this is stainless steel, and it's marked every 10 centimeters. Now, if you're looking at pasture fields for grazing for livestock, they are only interested in the first 10 centimeters, probably because that's where the roots for the grass are. For tree crops, you're looking at 15. So I'll be taking this section here. So the first thing we want to do is remove any organic matter as much as possible, bearing in mind we've been chipping all the prunings on here for 4 or 5 years, so there is going to be a lot of organic matter in the soil. But get rid of the top bit here. This is where the measurements come in, because that's 10 centimeters. So I'm going to go down 10 centimeters and get rid of that core here, and then go back down again, and this is going to be the 10 to 20 centimeters. So that's going to give us, that they say for the tree crops, 15 centimeters. So that's that. Then they don't want you handling it with your fingers because of grease and everything on your fingers can contaminate the sample. So just plunger it in. I work out using this auger, taking sort of 12-14 samples will give me around just under a kilo, and they want at least half a kilo, so I am putting around 700 grams in. Clean bucket, keep hands away, so scrape away whatever I can organic matter off the surface. Obviously, like I say, we won't get rid of all of it because of the amount of mulching we've done over the years. Hit down with the auger. Take away the top 10 centimetres and then back down. And there we've got the sample that I'm looking for anyway. And then the plunger just pops it out. Keep going round doing this, and then because when you're augering it ends up coming out as, say, like a core, it's a matter of then breaking it all up, mixing all the samples up as thoroughly as you can so that it gives a good average, as it were. So I'll carry on with that, and then we'll get back up to the packaging and what we do with that. So I've got my bucket of soil, and maybe you can see that some of them are actual cores because you're kind of compacting it. So break that up. So all those cores are broken up and given a real good mixing together. Make sure that will give us an average. Then we go get the bag. So this is like your soil sample bag. Gives you a fill level. You've got barcodes and everything. And if that will focus, put your name on, the paddock name, and the depth that you took the sample from. So I'll fill that out. Now this is all mixed up nicely, so start to fill the bag. Again, avoiding hands. Don't want grease off your hands and what have you. So I've borrowed this out to the kitchen, but don't tell Angela. You're using it for dirt. It's not dirt, it's soil. If you can, avoid any rocks and twigs and things like that. I mean, you're digging down around the root system, so you're going to get some root fibre. There's not much you can do about that probably. So what have we got weight here? 470. Keep going in. 650. 740. That's plenty, I would say. And it's below that fill line. So some paperwork to fill out. So we'll get the paperwork filled in, sent away. Won't get this back for 3-4 weeks. Like I say, we have got the leaf analysis back, but I'll hold off on going. We'll go through the leaf analysis and the soil analysis at the same time, so that maybe it makes a bit more sense. I don't know, because although we treat the trees the same, there's no real work done to say what you should and shouldn't be doing with a lot of these fruit trees. Like I've said before, the size of the crop doesn't warrant companies getting involved to work out what fertilizers they need and don't need. So we treat ours the same, use a lot of organic matter, chuck manure, but the uptake of nutrients between the jackfruit and the canistel with some of the nutrients is significantly different. So it'd be interesting what other people might think, why one, even though they're getting treated the same, why one tree would take up one nutrient far more than the other type of tree. Okay folks, thanks very much for joining us. We'll go through the soil and leaf analysis results when we get all that back. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to finding out what the results are, and yeah, if you can like and share if you enjoyed it, much appreciated. Bye bye now.